Hey everyone, Eric here with Rockin' H TV. Tonight we're going to stretch and put some new tires on a Kenworth Kenworth K100. If you've been following along, this is lesson 4, session 12 of Rockin' H TV, where we've been building a Kenworth K100, chopping up some die cast to make it a regular sleeper style truck versus a big bunk. And we are going to just kick it in tonight and have some fun with it. So we're going to give people a couple minutes. We'll start at 8:30 sharp. I didn't do the pre-show tonight like I normally do because my daughter, she had a bug last week and I thought I was immune to it, and apparently I'm not. Anyway, so as soon as we're done here, I'm going to jump in a shower and probably hit the hay. So we're going to do this fast and furious tonight. And I have to get healed up because those of you going to St. Louis to the Gateway Farm Toy Show can find myself and Mock Farms in room 109. Garrett of Mock Farms will have a bunch of 3D stuff and other things he's got for sale. And I'll have mostly lame crap that I don't want. I shouldn't say lame crap. Seconds and weird stuff that's just hanging around I'm not going to keep anymore. So, mine will be underwhelming, but I do want you to stop by and say hi. So, I'm just checking comments here. Evening, Matt. Hi, Scott. Yes, I wish you could go too. If you were close, I'd say you could get a free ride. Because we will have some room, I think. Yeah, no time to be sick this week. That's right, Garrett. So I've been taking care of myself, but I got to get me some shut-eye tonight. So, didn't want to skip out of TV tonight. Want to keep this project moving forward because I know some of you eager beavers are killing it and doing some cool stuff. So it's 8:30. We're going to get started. Hello everyone, Eric with Rockin' H. Thank you for joining me with session 12, lesson 4 of Rockin' H TV, the K100 build. Tonight we are going to swap some tires and stretch a frame. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this thing around, point you in a southerly direction, and we're going to get to work. Here we go. Alrighty here, fellas. Let me see how to get this thing out of the road quick. Ooh, gotta get my cord out of the way. Sorry about all the wiggling. Alright. So, just for your information, here is a stock K100 frame. This is the one we've been working on all along. This is the real deal. And then earlier tonight I played with Practice. Here's Practice. Practice is also getting a wheel swap. Ooh, look at that. The back one's already swapped. What am I going to do to the front? But I'll show you that in a bit. So Practice is already cut and ready to go. This is the one that's always in the cover photo. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got to show you something cool. All right, if you've been watching the cover, hey, there's Carson. All right, good evening, Carson. This is the color I found to replicate the truck in the cover photo, which is what we are replicating here in this build. So this is the color, and I'll now get scolded for this, but I went to True Value, the hardware store, and I found this, and by golly, this is really darn close. Really, or at least from the photo, it's really close. So, at $4 for the can, or excuse me, $5 and change. So here's the color that I've shot, and hopefully if you guys are building along, you've got color on your truck now too. And then just for fun, I'll show you Practice real quick. Here is Practice. This is a kind of a silvery color. Let me see. This is Galaxy Silver Metallic. I used this same color on a Peterbilt and a Freightliner cab over last year, and this is going to be pretty. So. That's Practice. Okay, no more goofing off. And I put my wheel tool away over here. Okay, so the real truck that we're replicating in this build does not have this style of tire. It has this style of tire. And here's the rear drivers. These are stock DCP. You see on about all of them anymore. So let's take some tires and swap them out. Here is DJ Harrison's wheel removal tool, and I'm going to show you something here, guys. this is too wide. Look at that, no walkie. So how do we get around that? Well, just go right on the inside of that leaf spring right there. And jimmy it in there, and then boop, look at that, there it goes. And we do it on the other side. And with this particular tool, make sure you leave a big old hole right in there so you don't pinch your fingers. Got it? Because that will leave a blister. Alright, the rear ones, same story. And I believe DJ is selling these, I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe they're 35 bucks or 30 bucks or something like that. Okay. Okay, bingo bango. Setting those off to the side. Now, we'll bring up our other tires. Let's start with the rear. On these K100s, something to be a little bit aware of. These are pretty loose inside, in between that frame, your bell housing and all that. So just be aware of that. You gotta make sure it's lined up, because it will want to slip. Okay, so we got that one. And these are actually takeoff DCPs from, heck, I don't even remember what I took them off of. Okay. And then you want to go underneath the wire. Yeah, I agree with you, Carson. I did see another type of wheel removal tool, and I wished I would have bought it. I was feeling kind of stingy when I went with Garrett up to the National Farm Toy Show. And I saw this and I thought, man, I gotta buy that, and then I didn't, and now I regret it, but oh well. Okay. So there we are for the wheel swap. And then these are takeoffs. Here's a little tip if you're needing DCP drivers, or steers, I'm sorry. There was a run of trailers done by Mark Vicker, Mark's Toy Box on eBay, and they were red and black and different colors, but there was like 8 axles underneath these, and so I bought them. Last time I was at St. Louis, I bought he had a bunch of them Mark had a bunch of them for sale on his eBay page, and I bought 5 of them. And what I did was I took off all these tires, and then I sold all the trailers with these kind of wheels on them. And that's the only reason I bought them, was for these tires, because they can be hard to find. Okay, to replace your steers, this is going to be a bit more tricky because you can't see it, guys. I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it's going to roll tonight. You want to take that little bitty rivet, just kind of start it. Okay, gosh dang. You know, now I think about it, I've never replaced a steer on a K100. This could be tricky. Wait a minute, how did I do that last time? Okay, I remember. Okay. The K100s are different than the regular DCPs. On the regular DCPs, this spring is not in the way, and you can, I take these curved needle nose pliers, you can get behind there and push that rivet down into the wheel, okay? On a K100 you can't do that, so I do recall doing this now because I have a Cabo or K100 in my office that I did a couple years ago. So you want to just set that straight like so. And you can take a flathead screwdriver and wedge it in there, and that'll keep the back of that rivet from popping up. And then you just push down on the frame to push it into the tire. Okay. One other thing you want to do is put a block or something underneath it. okay, underneath the corner of the tire, and then you can push down on that. You should have success. And you'll notice, I'll try and get my hands out of the way so you can see what's going on. Just put a lot of pressure right there. Okay. And of course it's not working. That's going to be pretty sloppy. Okay, well, when in doubt, do something different. Oops, goofy. Put that back in there. Try again. I'm going to just give a little more pressure. If not, I'm going to shorten that. I'm going to shorten that thing so it's not so long. Still kind of sloppy. That's no bueno. We don't like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shorten this bad boy up a little bit. Let's just take a 16th off. You can do that. There's no harm in that. Let's do that to both sides while we're here. Okay. And if anyone tells you there's a right and a wrong way to do these things that we're doing to these trucks, you tell them to go fly a kite. If you're getting results with your methods, then you keep doing it. You don't have to do what I say. If you've got a better way, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you have a better way than the way I do stuff, make sure you tell me. Okay, I think I felt that thing seat. Ooh, yeah, that's better. Oh, me likey likey. Okay. Alright, we're going to flip it over and do it again. We'll see if I'm ambidextrous tonight. Let me get that over here in the center of the screen for you. And here we go. Okay. Boy, hi, pretty close. A little more and we'll have it. Oh shoot, I'm breaking stuff on my engine. Whoops. Okay, a little more here. That's still not seating the way I want it to. Alright, you bad boy. Come on. I think I got parts coming off. Yep, I do. Alright, there we go. Now, that's what we're talking about. That's good. Alright. Okay, there. Now I know where that goes. Alright. So now we've got the tires swapped out, and these match what's on the real truck. Now we have to stretch this bad boy out to 255 inches. And thanks to you guys in the group for replying to my question. You would think I'd know these answers, but frankly, I don't really know a lot about trucks. I just know they're cool. So I asked these guys, how do you measure the distance between these tires? And I guess on a single or two-axle truck, you measure from the center of this wheel to the center of this one. And on a twin screw, you measure from here to the middle of the trunnion. Okay, well, works for me. So we're going to go with that. And so 255 inches, I was actually going to write this out for you, and then I didn't. But 255 inches translates into 1/64 scale, 3.9 inches. So we're going to round up and just do 4, because a 1/16 of an inch isn't going to make a squat bit of difference on this thing, and 4 inches is easier math, or is easier to measure. So that's just what we're going to do. But before we can stretch this thing, we got to take some parts off. And here we go. Alright, I'm going to take my knife, going underneath this deck plate. I'm going to pry that up and get that underneath there. And I'm just going to twist, come on, twist. You can hear it popping. May have to go on both sides. And take that bad boy off. You may or may not keep these pins, but, you know, do whatever you got to do. And, okay. You don't have to take the tanks off to stretch it, but guys, just don't hurt yourself. Do it anyway, just because it's a lot easier. Frankly, I think it's a lot easier to take these tanks off, get them out of the way. Then you can cut this thing with ease and have a really nice joint. Again, taking my screwdriver in between the frame and the tank, twisting, and we save the pins. Now that won't matter at the end of the day, because when we reassemble it, we're going to take them off. We're going to cut those pins anyway. We're going to get the exhaust out of the way, because we're going to have to shorten it and move it ahead anyhow. So we're just going to move it now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here at this bend and over here at this bend. Okay. Then what you'll do is you'll take your knife and come underneath here, and that's just pinned. See, that's just plastic. There's a little hole that your exhaust slides into there. Okay. Oh, come on. Seemed like the other one played nice on one side and not so much on the other. Oh, come on now. Get out of there. There we go. Popped. All right. This air tube comes out here, and it also comes out here. Or actually, the whole thing can come off. It's pretty simple. That's what I did on the other one. Oh, where'd that part go? Here it is. You can see that's that part right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then it just pops off. But to get this thing clear the heck out of my road, I'm just taking it all the way off. Okay. Set it off to the side, and your exhaust is done. Now on mine, I'm actually going to put curved out pipes on it. I'm going to keep all this assembly, but I'm just going to change out the exhaust for the real one. For practice, I don't really care. I'll just figure something out. It's got to have probably a gnarly straight pipe on it, just for fun. Take out and on this pogo stick, you just saw me, I just grabbed it real lightly with my side cutters and pulled it out. Okay, this is die cast. This comes off. You have to move this forward. I busted my first one, so I have to make another one out of styrene or something. But this comes off, and we're going to move this forward because that's where the back of your cab's going to rest. And hopefully I'll save this without destroying like I did the first one. Practice. Ooh, look at that. I got it. Yay. Yeah, practice didn't come off that clean. Now we're ready to cut. Okay, I'm going to go over to the bandsaw and hack this dude whoa, sorry. I'm not ready to cut. We're going to get rid of these, whatever these are down here too. We're going to take these off. I'm not even sure if the real one has these on it. All right, let me get a screwdriver. Oh, come on. Let me get my hand out of the road for you. And you can save these and put these on later if you want. The other ones came off better, but nobody was watching. Now we can cut. One word of caution here before you cut this off. You're going to cut through this. You can take this exhaust off if you want, or excuse me, your drive line off if you want, and it might be worthwhile to do that. Yes, Matt, I did. I got the package. It was great. Thanks. This thing comes out of the transmission. So if you're not going to take this, well, there we go. See? Okay, there it is. That comes out. Now we can cut. All right, here we go. Okay, there it is, cut. Not glamorous, but it didn't have to be. Now, I already did the math, and I'll show you how I did this so you guys can kind of figure out how you want to stretch yours out Um, Let me clear out a few things for my ruler so I don't have stuff in the way. And now is a good time to be getting your fingers ready for questions, because we're coming down to the end of this particular video. So if you have a question, I'll ask for them in a few minutes. One thing that annoys me is the width here. I'm going to take this off and shorten that rod just so those axles match. FYI. Okay, so for measuring, and we said 4 inches from the center of the front wheels, which you can't see. Let me get that in the shot for you. There we go. 4 inches from the center of the front wheel to the middle of the trunnion. And that's the gap that it should be stretched, right? So that is 255 inches. This is going to be one long some buck. Holy cow. So now we need to figure out how long our channel iron needs to be. I'm using 7/32 channel, and it's not tight, but it's not awful, and it'll work fine. So we need to get our channel iron. Well, look at that, doesn't want to go together. There we go. Oh, there it is, I see. That's what I was running into. Anyways, we still need to figure out exactly how long that channel needs to be, right? So, this is where I just kind of eyeball it, okay? Basically, I was looking on my ruler earlier, here at 3 3/4, and then I can go ahead and put that channel clear up to here, okay? So that's what, 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 to 3 3/4 would be 2 inches. So I need 2 inches worth of channel. All right. And it's not a perfect science, but that's the way I did it. Actually, I think I moved my thing off of 4 inches there. So that's going to be maybe 1 7/16 to 3. So there we go. I'm going to take and make that. Actually, what you could do is just, damn it, anyways. I regret, guys, this is the part of the whole building process that's not an exact science for me, and I don't have a good method. It's just kind of work it until it works. So about 1 3/4 there. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I primed this, but I haven't painted it. I'll go back and paint it when we're done. So I'm going to cut that down to 1 3/4, and I'll be right back. Hang on, guys. So now they're cut, and I'm just going to dry fit this because, as you can see, I need to paint this black. So, you know, we're just going to dry fit it on to make sure it's the right size. And then you can paint it and then glue it on. You can use virtually any kind of adhesive you like. And I think that's a good dry fit right there. Look at that. Let's double check and make sure we were right. Just a taste long. So this isn't truly, this would be just a hair over 255 inches, because we talked earlier, that 255 and 164 scale is 3.9 inches and change, and I just rounded up to 4, so I need to take about 1/8 of an inch off of these yet, but that's not a big deal. And then that would make them let me see, less than 1/8 of an inch out, so there'd be 1 inch and 5/8. Okay, 1 5/8 is what I need for a 255-inch wheelbase. And like you've seen me do this here, I don't have a magic formula or a best practice on how to do it. Just get out the ruler, do some eyeballing, and then figure out the distance and measure your channel accordingly. Okay, question of the evening was, where do you get your C channel? I've been using brass C channel, and let me show you. Okay, here's what I do, guys. I have a video on YouTube and also my Rockin' H page here. This is S&K Engineering, stock number 154, 7/32, square tube. And all I do is I cut it in half. That's it. That's my C channel. And you'll notice my C channel isn't real gorgeous. I mean, it could be more gorgeous. I don't use a fence, and that's part of the problem. But you could use some other device and make it even more pretty, better. But anyway, long story short, I just cut it in half. And then I have 2 pieces for about $3. Okay, so where we're going to end this build tonight. We're going to end it here with stretching out our truck. All we have to do now is paint your channel, glue it in, and then make sure that everything is nice and square and straight and level. And there's no magic formula for that. All you're going to do is use your glue. And this is the glue I'm using. You're going to use your glue, and then you're going to get down on the floor and you're going to look underneath it and make sure it's flat. And then you're going to put your straight edge up here and make sure it's square and that everything is gorgeous. That it's not, angled or weird or something like that. Just make sure everything's nice and straight and perfect. And like I said, it's not magic. You can tell, is it straight or not? If it's not straight, move it until it's good. All right. And then I just use regular old glue in there. And it seems to work very, very well. You could use a little JB Weld if it makes you more comfortable. There's no harm in that. Use this as a temporary glue, then come in here with JB Weld or some other strong adhesive that's good for metals and put that in there. That's really your call, but so far I've been having success just using this. And I've done a lot of trucks that way. Okay, so next week what we're going to do then, if decals are in, we're going to decal up the real deal. We're going to decal this dude up and then shoot some clear over it and get with the program of assembly. Well, that won't start after clear coat, but you get my point. Assembly is coming. And I hesitate to move the exhaust until I know where that cab is going to rest well on the frame. So depending on if decals are here next week, we may or may not have a lesson on the K100 build. It all depends on whether or not the decals are here. Okay, so that's where we're at. Questions, comments, concerns, aside from C channel and the lack of a bandsaw. Ward says, what if you don't have a bandsaw? Well, you don't have to have one, Ward. You could use your Dremel. It's just going to make your channel a bit narrower, but you could use your Dremel. You could use a hand saw, coping saw. Anything that will cut will make your channel. So, great conversation, guys. I saw a lot of you talking to one another, helping each other out. I am grateful for that. Keep that up, man. That means a lot and makes these conversations even better when you're out there helping out and contributing to the group. So it's wonderful. Yeah. And then practice is getting some of these Canada Coda floats. So practice will be getting some floats. Look at that. Kind of cool, huh? I'm going a little bit retro. And if you wanted to know, guys, this is what's kind of funny. These are IH ProStar drivers painted white. I got this idea from Justin Keycaver over at Key Customs. He did that on a build, and I thought that was kind of cool. It's a good way to use up these weird wheels, and they kind of match those steers, don't they? Kind of fun. But these are just IH ProStar wheels. That's all they are, painted white. And Justin gets full credit for that idea. Okay, guys, it is 8:58. And if you don't have any questions, I'm going to sign off. I took NyQuil about 30 minutes ago, so yeah, you're right, Matt. Fifth wheel is gone. Now what am I going to do? I already told you I'm not putting a grain bed on it. Now what's it going to be? All right. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me flip you around here. Thank you again for freaking thing. Thanks for watching. Lesson 4, like I said, may or may not happen next week. It's okay. We'll probably do some live streaming from St. Louis. And if you are in the neighborhood, please stop by room 109 and say hi. I'd love to shake your hand, connect with you, and all that. And if you happen to have something you want to stretch out or play with, I'll bring a modest amount of tools. We can at least have some fun on something if you're in the area. So room 109. Stop by, say hi to Garrett and I. And of course, thank you for sharing your comments. Thank you for the questions. And gosh, like, comment, share, do all those things, and we'll see you next time. Bye.